Thanks to Jersey Sports Zone, and Volpe makes almost the identical play.
At home, they call me Big Al, and I hit dingers.
Remember that young man, Big Al?
The Minnesota Lynx select Diamond Miller.
Video courtesy of Jersey Sports Zone.
It's an incredible goal, so that's nice. It's deserved the number one.
You got my food. Number 2, New Jersey high school football.
Here on Jersey Sports Zone.
Welcome to episode 27 of Jersey Sports Zone's Beyond the Score podcast. I'm Rich Krampanis. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk New Jersey high school sports with us each and every week. The Beyond the Score podcast is brought to you each and every week by RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. RWJ Barnabas Health is our title sponsor for everything we do at Jersey Sports Zone, and one of the big things we do each and every year is honor our postseason awards in the fall and winter. So this episode is about closing out the winter sports season. On today's show, we will announce our Hockey Player of the Year, our Miss Hoop Zone, and our Mr. Hoop Zone. We're going to talk to 2 of our 3 winners, and our third winner we're going to have as a special guest coming up on April 6th at Dick's House of Sport when the JSZ podcast goes on the road. And we're going to tell you more about the 2 great guests we have lined up for that. Can't wait to get to Jersey City and talk boys basketball. But when we come back, James Mooney will join us, and we will begin our postseason coverage of the winter sports season. We'll get a little closure here, tie it up in a nice bow, and get into spring mode here starting in April. But when we come back, let's start handing out big-time awards. We'll be right back with our winter sports postseason coverage.
On the ice, you train to avoid getting checked. But in life, getting checked is the smart thing to do. By scheduling regular doctor visits and screenings, don't let joint pain, heart disease, or cancer go unchecked.
Get checked.
Welcome back to the Beyond the Score podcast. You know, we haven't shot very many games here in the last 10 days or so, but that doesn't mean we haven't been busy. We're getting ready for the spring sports season to crank up, and this is the time of the year where we close out our winter sports coverage with a serious amount of time in our edit bays. And I bring in James Mooney out of hibernation as, James, we all kind of go into a place, right? And to go through the thousands of clips, tens of thousands of clips to get ready with our postseason coverage. And I think we can sit here and say today, as the podcast drops, we are ready to roll out our all-zone teams, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. We spent a lot of time the last week or so going through, like Rich said, all the clips and putting together our all-zone teams, which is kind of our version of the all-state teams that you see some other publications put out there. And, yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of videos over the next week or so. Non-public hockey, public hockey, boys and girls basketball, public, non-public, both sides. There's a lot of work, but it's a true testament to these kids and what they were able to do this past season, this past winter. And just go to all of our social media channels. You'll be able to see all those videos there.
So, yeah, James, we're a little different. We could do a traditional, first team, second team, third team, all-state. What we have kind of decided to do in the last 5 or 6 years or so is, first thing we do is we kind of separate public and non-public. We do our Player of the Year balloting, which we all know about, and from there we put a public team together and a non-public team together. It's usually in the 20-person range, so that's like almost, 4 or 5 teams worth of all-state. We sometimes, I think, on the public side go a little bit longer because we have so many public schools that we cover. So as far as the rollout goes, this podcast drops every Wednesday, wherever you listen or watch your favorite podcasts, and we are going to announce our Players of the Year on this show today. After that, beginning on Thursday, we'll get started with our public and non-public hockey all-zone teams. So that's Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday will be for girls basketball. Monday and Tuesday will be for boys basketball. So you'll see, 20 posts or so a day, and you can go on Jersey Sports Zone and kind of look and scan through the whole thing. And I think our metric for how we choose these teams might be a little different than others in that we really go by the eye test. And teams that make a deep run in the postseason are definitely rewarded in our team selection, right? And also when we're there, if you're playing really well when we're there, that goes a long way as well. So I think when we start to put our videos together and we have such great clips of the people we selected, we always feel like, well, we did pretty good here because the video kind of backs up what we're saying here. So every once in a while we'll get people say, hey, what about this person? What about that person? Look, it's a big state, right? We're doing the best we can. It is not a perfect system. If you did not make our all-zone team, can you still be an awesome player? Unequivocally, yes. Yes. So just keep that in mind. If you're a sophomore or junior and you want to use that as motivation to get on the team next year, by all means do so. Feel free to disparage me and James all you want and say these guys don't know what they're talking about, because we just go to these games and as we always say, James, the film does not lie. So
right.
That's our plan of attack here going forward here for the next 6 days.
Yeah, Rich, and you'll be able to see all of that on JerseySportsZone.com. We'll be updating those pages daily as we roll these things out, and a lot of great content there. A lot of really, truly special seasons, and glad we were able to document most of them.
Absolutely, James. So we're going to get started when we come back. We've got the Boys Hockey Player of the Year joining us on the podcast. And we will start with that and then transition to girls and boys basketball. But when we come back, we're going to head to the campus of Delbarton. No surprise there, as we will present our 2026 JSZ Hockey Player of the Year. That's when we return on the Beyond the Score podcast presented by RWJ Barnabas Health.
It's one thing to win one award, but it's another 46 things to win 46 awards. New Jersey's most comprehensive academic healthcare system. Learn more at rwjbh.org/US News.
Princeton Orthopedic Associates serves Central Jersey with world-class, world-recognized orthopedic care. A special thanks to Bill Heinsick and Princeton Orthopedic Associates for supporting New Jersey athletes and Jersey Sports Zone for the last 9 years.
It's really nice to be in a situation, in a place where there are very good people who take good care of people.
Orthopedics it's not about saving lives, it's about saving quality of life.
A lot of people, we live high stress lives, so if you tell someone they can't do something for whatever reason, that's pretty traumatic.
I really take pride in trying to be empathetic and trying to put myself in every patient's shoes.
I want to take care of people like I'd want to take care of my family, and I think that when you do that and give somebody that family feeling and give them your honest opinion for what you would do, they value that.
Welcome back to the Beyond the Score podcast, where we're joined by a very special guest. It's not often that the defenseman in hockey gets their just due, but when it comes to the 2026 hockey season and the most dominant team in New Jersey, it was all about defense, and that is why it is my great pleasure to announce that the Jersey Sports Zone 2026 Hockey Player of the Year is defenseman Sean O'Gwen from Delbarton. He joins us on campus. Sean, what's your reaction here? The defensemen usually don't get the love that they deserve to get, but you are our top player in New Jersey. Congratulations on adding your name to a great list of players we've covered here over the last 9 years.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's a great honor. I mean, it all comes back to my teammates and coaches here throughout my 3 years here and going all the way back to when I was a little kid.
I got to talk to Aiden Pasick after he scored the overtime winner, and what's amazing to me is we talked more about defense than we did about offense, because that was the base of this truly special season. I still have a hard time wrapping my head around that, with the exception of an empty net goal to a Pennsylvania school, which was a third goal, you did not give up more than 2 goals the entire season. playing in the Gordon Conference, playing the schedule that you guys play, that's unbelievable. Is that something that you guys are going to look back on? I think that's going to be – everyone's going to look at the stats and, Delbarton state champion. But to me, that is one of the most amazing defensive performances I've ever seen in 25 years of covering hockey.
Yeah, it was really surreal. I think it all started with our goalie, Paul, and then just went from the defense to the forwards. I mean, our back check was unreal all year, and, it was something we'll always look back on and see. Just a stingy team.
And that's the thing when I watched you is you were an offensive defenseman. We were able to see you put the puck in the net, which is great. But the way you were able to, pinch along the boards and keep the puck in the zone, the way you guys were able to back check, in that state semifinal game against St. Augustine, they had 13 shots on goal. It's awfully hard to win a hockey game at that level. A great St. Augustine team when they can't get through that brick wall of defense. What is it about you that seemed to set the tone for everybody else to take that mindset?
Yeah, I mean, I think just working hard in practice and through the whole offseason leading up to the start of the hockey season, I mean, it just made our team so close, and we built like a culture. And going into the year, we knew we were going to have to be stingy defensive to win, and that's what we did all year.
Do you have a specific favorite moment of the season that stood out to you, something that maybe, obviously beyond the overtime game winner in a state final, but what were some of the moments that stood out to you that you'll remember most about this season?
I mean, definitely going into the locker room down 2-0 in the state final was something I'll remember forever. Like, our team, we never gave up on each other. We motivated each other, and look what happened in the end.
That was the first time you guys really faced some serious adversity. What was different in the locker room as opposed to all the other times where you guys were pretty much in control when you were heading into that locker room getting ready for the next period?
I mean, we've never been down in a spot like that all year, but we knew we had it in us. We were the most conditioned team, and we just had to put the pieces together. Did
anybody speak up? Did anybody get extra fired up? Or what was the moment in there?
I mean, we had great captains all year, and I mean, Aiden Pasek, he was a great leader and a great player for us, and he definitely motivated the rest of the group in there.
So this is an exciting time for New Jersey defenseman. Drew Fortescue, a guy that we covered at Don Bosco, is about to make his NHL debut. You're another awesome defenseman. I think of Pat Riley at CBA a couple years back. Who are the defensemen that you look up to? Who are the defensemen that you kind of try and mold your game after?
I mean, Drew Fortescue is such a great player at BC. He's actually good friends with my brother there. So I've watched a lot of his games there, and he's more of a defensive defenseman, but he's still a great player to watch.
What is it going to be like when you see him? It's going to be a little surreal, right? I mean, for me, I know him as a Bosco guy, and to see him put that Rangers jersey on is going to be something pretty special. I mean, that's a great moment for Jersey hockey, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely really cool to see someone who was playing on the same ice as me in the NHL in the upcoming few days.
Yeah, absolutely. What's in the cards for you? You're a junior. I know there's a lot of times here where drafts come into play. I mean, what does the future hold for you as far as your path goes in hockey?
I mean, we'll see. I'm still young and weighing my options, but I mean, I'm returning to Delbarton next year 100%, so hopefully win another state championship and go from there.
Well, you just made Bruce Chattel real happy, and you made all of us happy because we get to see you for one more year,
Yeah.
which is awesome. There's something about Delbarton, isn't it? You guys were just a team that really acted like you've been there before. Subdued celebrations at the Gordon, and then you kind of let it all loose, rightfully so, when you won the state title. What is it about there? It kind of permeates through the whole entire school, doesn't it, with lacrosse and wrestling and so many great athletic programs?
I mean, I believe there's just a really high standard here, and you got to live up to it. Speaking on, after the Gordon Cup final, I don't think anyone was really pleased with our play in the third period there. So we were still happy to win it, but we knew we had some work to do leading up to the state final.
What was your favorite place to play this year? I always like to ask that because all the different rinks. I love Aspen. I love going up there. is a good place. For us, like, to get good video, that's always a challenge. There's some rinks that we get really stressed out about when we shoot at. What are some of the places you like to play at around the state?
I mean, obviously, you love the home rink, Aspen, but I really like Cody Arena. It's really, like, lively environment there because it's nice and tight. But, I mean, like, the Prudential Center, you really can't beat it in that kind of moment.
Those are the spots, man. Yeah, and that's where all the great moments happen with Delbarton this season. Give me your Oscar speech now. Tell me who you want to thank for this award so we can make sure that you spotlight everybody, shout out who you want to shout out, parents, family, all that sort of good stuff. So give me your acceptance speech.
I mean, it's really such a true honor to win this award this year, and I want to thank my parents and brothers firstly, my coaches, my teammates. Nothing would happen without them. I want to thank all the coaches I had leading up to this point, any teachers at school, and just everyone who supported me in these upcoming years.
That is a A-plus speech to accept the award. Feel free to go ahead and win this award next year. Keep doing what you're doing. Again, I'm a big, when we can see a great defenseman, and I think it's just great that you're getting the recognition that you deserve. A lot of media people sometimes will just look at this guy had 42 goals, this guy had this. I loved watching you play, Sean. You play the game the right way. I got to cover, back in the day, in my younger days, Hockey East quite a bit at the University of Maine, and I watched the way you play. You play like an elite defenseman, and it was just a treat and a pleasure to watch you play. And your program is first class. I appreciate everybody at Delbarton always supporting Jersey Sports Zone, and I can't wait to get back out there next winter and get some more highlights of you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Dream big, they say. We say dream bigger. Over 3 million square feet of bigger, so you can plunge deeper. Play in the snow longer. Wonder greater. Pose with your friends sillier. Shop with your family happier. Make every meal tastier. And float higher than ever. Whatever your dream is, come live it big time at American Dream.
It's official. Jack Hughes has signed on the dotted
Superstar
line.
Jack Hughes has just inked a new deal. He's on our team now,
He's
baby.
locked in.
Jack Hughes has signed with a new team. Because Jack knows if he wants to go unchecked on the ice, he needs to get checked by the pros off the ice.
Get checked.
Welcome back to the Beyond the Score podcast. We continue with our awards episode, kind of like the Oscars here. We talked with Sean O'Gwen before the break, and now it's time to get into girls basketball. Rich, we headed to short conference territory. No surprises here. Addy Nyemchek from Red Bank Catholic, our 2026 Miss Hoop Zone, our player of the year for the state of New Jersey.
Absolutely, James. If we were in the world of political forecasting, which we are not, this one was an easy this was an easy race to call. If this was an election night, polls close at 7:00. At 7:05, declaring the winner. That's what we did here with Addy Nyemchek. She was a dominant vote getter. The coaches got it right. Our challenge was that Addy, as we are doing this podcast, is in Phoenix, Arizona for the McDonald's All-American game. So we wanted to make sure that we took care of this honor before she left town and focused on being on the national stage. So I reached out to the RBC seniors to see if we could cook something up where we could surprise Addy Nyemchek with the award. Big thanks to the Liggio sisters, Katie and Tessa, for taking a leadership role and helping us put together a video where all 6 RBC seniors would have their hand in announcing the Miss Hoop Zone winner. And then big thanks to Coach Joe Montano, who cooked up this scheme. We went early on Tuesday morning to RBC, and we're going to take you now behind the scenes as we surprise Addy Nyemchek with the Miss Hoop Zone trophy.
We have a video for Addy to watch. of all of us get to watch.
The truly great players have more than pure talent. They can handle the pressure and thrive in the most intense situations. Beyond individual statistics, the greats can elevate everyone around them to another level. Addy Nyemchek's legacy at Red Bank Catholic will not be defined by her endless personal accolades. It will be as a leader of a magnificent 7 seniors who won 2 state titles and 2 short conference championships. Let's have them tell us what Addy Nyemchek means to New Jersey's #1 team in 2026.
Addy was a great leader and team captain. Her leadership and prolific scoring was a driving factor for our team's success.
RBC leads 48-46. Stokes takes it into the lane. She dishes to Joy Johnson. Nyemchek flies in to block the shot. Not only that, she starts the Casey's transition. It's Lola Giordano on the other end to seal the win for Red Bank Catholic.
On the court, Addy is one of the smartest, most talented, and hardworking players I have ever met, and it is a privilege to say that I got to play with her for the past 4 years. But more importantly, one of my favorite things about her is how she is the most amazing teammate and amazing best friend, and I cannot wait to see what she does with her future.
Off the court, Addy is the most incredible friend a girl could ask for. She can make anything fun, and she's the most caring and genuine person ever. On the court, she's such an inspiration to me and my team. She makes us all better when we play with her, and we can always count on her.
They put the ball in Addy Nyemchek's hands. She drives to the basket. St. Rose bottles her up. Nyemchek with a brilliant feed to Tessa Carmen for the lead.
It is such a privilege to have been Addy's teammate for such a long time. She's an amazing leader and someone you always want in your corner. She has such a bright future ahead of her, and I can't wait to see what she does next.
With the game on the line, Nyemchek sinks the free throw. That gives RBC a 54-53 win. The Caseys move on to the non-public A South Final.
Addy, not only on the court but off the court, is a leader. She helps me in so many ways out of basketball, and we wouldn't have been who we are without her.
Addy is a great basketball player, but also an even better person, and no one deserves this more than her, with all of her hard work and dedication that she puts into it, and we couldn't have won without her, and I'm so proud of her.
Congratulations, Addy, on being named Jersey Sports Zone's 2026 Miss Hoop Zone. Nobody deserves it more.
Thank you.
Did we surprise you?
Yes.
You probably know a little bit about her history. People like Michaela Blakes and all these great players have won this award, and you're the next name on the list.
No, it definitely means a lot. I mean, being like a finalist for this award obviously meant a lot, and then obviously winning it is pretty cool. And again, like Jersey's super competitive with great players, and so it obviously means a lot and is a big accomplishment.
You had a little time to reflect now that your career is over, with the exception of the McDonald's game. Yeah. What have you been able to reflect on here, knowing that you accomplished so much and you've got a legacy here forever as an all-time great?
I mean, it's crazy. It definitely took a lot of reflecting. It's been a little bit emotional. Sad that it's all over with these girls. So kind of just soaking it all up and spending time with them. And I think we all know that we all left a big legacy here. So kind of taking it in all together and just knowing that this last couple months here in school together, we like have our banquet coming up, and we still watch our games and like highlights and stuff together. So it's kind of soaking it all up for the last couple months we're even here.
What are you going to remember most about this season? Is there one memory that stands out more than the others?
I don't think it's one memory. I think it's honestly just spending this like career with these girls and my coaches and the fan base and the community. So I feel like it's the ups and downs, like even the downs, like I remember just as much as all the ups. So I feel like just the whole season and this whole 4 years is very memorable.
What's it like for you now watching the NCAA tournament, knowing that you're on the precipice of being in that mix? Is it a little different watching it this time around, because this time next year you're going to be part of a program that's going to try and be right there in the national conversation?
I'm really excited. I think that's what the next chapter I'm looking forward to. So watching all the games, how competitive it is. I mean, that's been my lifetime goal, competing in that type of game and on the big stage. So I'm just excited.
What would you say to the younger players on this team to try and keep you guys set the bar awfully high for RBC girls basketball. What do you tell the younger next group of players to try and do to keep this thing going?
I mean, yeah, we had a bunch of freshmen this year, so we kind of taught them our ways. I remember when we were freshmen, Emma Carmen, Molly Kelly, Casey Pryor, they pushed us, they held us accountable. They showed us that it's not going to be easy. So I think what we did this year was really push them. I know some of them didn't get the playing time that they probably wanted, but I think they learned so much during practice through us and everything. So like I said, just keep working. I mean, I think they know how it works here and the standard that we have at RBC. So it's not just because we leave that they're going to not be one of the best teams in the Shore. They have that standard to all get better and build their own legacy here.
You just have grown up so much here in the last 4 years. I mean, how do you feel knowing that you're ready for that next step at Indiana?
I mean, I think all of our growth is just honestly crazy to think back when we were freshmen. We were little and mature and obviously not as good basketball players as we are now. So just continue growing, getting better, not settling, even though these accomplishments are great, just knowing that always room to improve and get better and grow. So keep pushing myself to the next standard.
Indiana, so much excitement on that campus with football. I feel like women's basketball is the next step for the Hoosiers. Yeah. You probably appreciate the history of the game. When you walk around there, what was that like? Because it's like a bucket list to be able to go on that campus and live Indiana basketball.
I mean, it's so cool. I felt it when I got to visit it a few times, but it's a mecca for basketball in general. So feeling that around, I know when I was at the football game, they were chanting my name, or when we were just going on the golf cart, everyone was coming up to my coach, talking to her, and introducing me to them. So it's really a community, and they all love basketball. Every restaurant we went into, they knew who we were. Getting to play against 10,000 in front of 10,000 people in a really cool arena. So again, it's going to be so cool, so fun, and I'm super excited for that. We did the surprise here, so now I got to give you a chance to do your formal thank you speech. Yeah. Who you want to thank for this award, because that's obviously a reflection of the entire program and your family. Yeah, I mean, obviously my family, my mom and dad obviously couldn't have done it without them, and then I give all the thanks to my coaches, my teammates. Again, I wouldn't have been anywhere without any of them, so I can't thank them enough. And my trainer, Larry Smith, I have to shout him out. He really took me to the next level. Probably stubborn to thank him sometimes, but he truly helped me so much. And then all glory to God. God really, truly made this experience amazing, so thank you.
Again, thanks to all the Red Bank Catholic Caseys for being so nice to us and allowing us to make that a special moment for Addy Nyemchek. She's got a lot of awards coming, and rightfully so. We hope that the Jersey Sports Zone Miss Hoop Zone is a special one to her. James, we were able to get ballots from over 40 coaches and media members around the state. Addy Nyemchek ran away with this race, 36 first-place votes. And then, look, James, we've got to give a shout out to South Jersey girls basketball. I think I always say the coaches get it right, and I think they did. Elenita Joe Samuel finishes in second, and Jazara Green from Gloucester Catholic finished in third. So, again, it was a great year for South Jersey girls basketball. That's the area that you're concentrated on. So I think the balloting here was right on the mark, and a great podium once again representing the best in New Jersey girls basketball.
Absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head, Rich. The coaches got this right. Elenita Joe Samuel had just an outstanding season at Lenape. Over 800 points scored, averaging in the 20s points per game. Really took her game to a whole nother level. And then Jazara Green was just outstanding for Gloucester Catholic all season long, leading a senior class that really had a point to prove this year after falling in that state final a year ago. So congratulations to both of them on making the top three in the voting here, but obviously big congratulations to Addy Nyemchek, a truly special player, and she goes out in the best of ways.
And when you look at the legacy of our award, we've now given away 9 Miss Hoop Zone awards. Addy Nyemchek firmly belongs in the conversation with these all-time greats. Diamond Miller now in the WNBA. You've got Michaela Blakes, whom very well could be the National Player of the Year with Vanderbilt. Zoe Brooks, boy, I wish she didn't get hurt for NC State. She didn't get to play in that Michigan game, but she is a first-team All-ACC player. So when you look at that list of Miss Hoop Zone winners, it's so impressive, and Addy Nyemchek belongs on that list. And it's great to have her carry the Jersey flag going to the Indiana Hoosiers. Can't wait to watch her play on the big stage. So, James, as we go to break, let's get ready for the last big announcement, and that is Mr. Hoop Zone 2026. Do you know who it is? I think you do. We'll be right back.
JAG Physical Therapy is a trusted name in quality treatment. Get back the life you love. Thanks to JAG Physical Therapy for supporting New Jersey athletes and Jersey Sports Zone for the last 5 years.
Why go through physical therapy? Seriously, why go through all of that pain and suffering? You can give it your all and still fall short, still feel less than whole. I guess the better question would be, what if you don't?
For over 2 decades, ACI Medical and Dental School in Eatontown has been helping students succeed. Their short-term programs can jumpstart a long-term career in less than 5 months with a 90% employment rate. They've got a medical assistant program where you can learn phlebotomy, EKG, and patient care technician skills. It's a great pathway to nursing and dental hygiene, perfect for second careers, college grads, or empty nesters. Call 732-440-4110 and learn how medical assistants can earn up to 4 national credits and 10 college credits. ACI Medical and Dental School, a new beginning on Broad Street in Eatontown.
We're back here on the Beyond the Score podcast, continuing our awards episode. Now it's time to get into boys basketball. Rich, we had a 2-horse race for the 2026 Mr. Hoop Zone, and since they pay you the big bucks, you're the lead guy here. Why not? I'll give you the honors. Who is Mr. Hoop Zone this year?
We had another great year of New Jersey high school basketball. Bergen Catholic and Plainfield dominated the headlines. It came down to Julius Avent and Micah Gordon, and the winner of Mr. Hoop Zone 2026 is going back to Plainfield, New Jersey. Micah Gordon, after Najai Hines won it a year ago, Micah Gordon is Jersey Sports Zone's 2026 Mr. Hoop Zone. Wow. What a year for Plainfield. It was incredible. They were back-to-back state champs. And what we saw from Micah Gordon this year, I am going to issue a company-wide memo that no one on our staff is allowed under any circumstances to call Micah Gordon a 4-star prospect. We are giving him a 5th star. He played at such an incredible level that he is a 5-star prospect. James, we've all seen it. Yeah, there's a little Jersey bias going on, but considering, a couple years ago, we watched some dude who's playing for the Spurs right now, Dylan Harper, right? We've seen some top talent here in New Jersey at the ultimate level. Naz Reid, Kyrie Irving. Micah Gordon cemented himself as an all-time New Jersey great with 1 year still left to go. And when you think about it, James, there's one thing about what he did, and we can get into that. But I think the other part of this, which is just fascinating, is he has created a buzz in that community like I've never seen in this state. When Plainfield is playing, you got to bring extra security. The fire marshal has to be there because it is going to be an overflow crowd, whether it's at the Dunn Center, whether it's at Plainfield, whether it's at the American Dream Mall where they played in that Throne tournament and beat Bergen head-to-head in, a postseason event. Micah Gordon has become the Pied Piper of Union County basketball, and it's incredible to see. And the reason why is because he puts on a show every single time he takes to the floor.
Absolutely. I being the South Jersey guy, I'm almost kind of on the outside looking in sometimes, but everything you said there is spot on. You think of the buzz that he's created. Like, it almost takes me back to the DJ Wagner days at Camden, where getting in the building was a bit of a challenge for some of these games. And then you just look at what he does a night in, night out. I've been thinking about that dunk from Rutgers since he pulled it off. And to think he's just a junior. That's, to me, is the most incredible part to this, is he still has a year left to go. And he's accomplished all these things. It just a tremendous honor, and what a season for Micah Gordon.
Absolutely. So we talked to Sean O'Gwen on the pod earlier for our Hockey Player of the Year. We were able to go to RBC for Addy Nyemchek's give her that trophy. So Micah was going to jump on with us today, but we wanted to kind of celebrate two incredible players. So Micah has agreed to come to Jersey City, Dick's House of Sport, where we're going to do our special podcast with Deron Rippey and Micah Gordon. Now, let's remember something. Deron Rippey played at Blair Academy. Because of him, we realized we've got to do a Prep Player of the Year every year. And it's unfair to put Rippey in with the NJSIAA guys. Prep and NJSIAA are kind of apples and oranges. They rarely play each other. It's different scheduling. It's different things. The prep scene has been, a very big part of New Jersey basketball. So Deron Rippey is our Prep Player of the Year. Micah Gordon is our Mr. Hoop Zone Player of the Year. They're both going to come to Jersey City. We're going to present their trophies, and we're really going to talk to two of the best players in America about their seasons, about their careers. I mean, let's set this in. When we tape at Dick's House of Sports in Jersey City, it's going to be the night of the national championship. It's feasible that Deron Rippey, a year later, could be playing with the Duke Blue Devils at the next national championship. And at that point, who knows where Micah Gordon's going to be. But he's certainly going to find a college home, and he's going to be a part of the mix. So we're very excited to go to Dick's House of Sport, a new partner of ours at Jersey Sports Zone. We're going to try and see if we get even another couple of guests. But how about that booking, James? You talk about, can you find... Could you imagine? I mean, I almost want to, I don't know if they've got a basketball court there at Dick's House of Sport, but I almost want to see if we can get a 3-on-3 game, and I'll just inbounds to Rippey and Micah. I mean, that is as good a guard combination as you're going to find.
I know, right? We're bringing quite the backcourt to Jersey City.
Yeah, exactly. So we're excited about that. So the celebration of Micah Gordon, it is coming. We wanted to do it in a special way. So we're going to have Rippey and Gordon, and we will present their trophies. That's coming up on April 6th. Big thanks to Deron and Micah. Their schedules are just absolutely frenzied. And they are making time. Think about this. Deron will have been at the McDonald's All-American game. He's coming and doing our podcast, and then he's going to the Nike Hoop Summit in Portland. So we got this one window. Micah has a lot of things going on. Thanks to Coach Gordon, they shifted some schedule around, but we're excited. So we will talk to Micah. We're going to talk to Deron Rippey. I can't wait to talk to those guys, James, and just pick their brains, beyond the traditional post-game sound bites. I'm just fascinated to talk with both of them. I think they can give us some great insight into recruiting, into being on the ground floor. I feel like Deron's got to be looped in with Duke already. Like, he's got to know some. What's it like for him to watch a Duke game now, knowing like, hey, I'm going to be there next year. Like, I'm going to be the one bringing it up the floor. I thought about that a lot while I was watching the NCAA tournament, and that's a good segue to where we're going next, which is while we're editing, full disclosure, I put on the basketball games in the background. And if things get a little, exciting, maybe, my Will Brunson Rutgers prep reel takes a little bit longer to put together because something's cooking there on the tournament. So we saw what was going on in the NCAA tournament. I think we're at the Sweet 16 right now. And I always enjoy it, James, because we've now been covering the state for a number of years, is to look at the people that we covered and see what they're doing in March Madness. And for me, the one thing that stood out that you and I talked about, that you covered quite a bit, was the Camden days, right? DJ Wagner is our 3-time Mr. Hoop Zone. He is at the end of his college road at Arkansas with John Calipari. And there was so much attention on DJ, rightfully so, one of the greatest New Jersey high school basketball players ever. He had a teammate and went to Kentucky with Coach Cal and then worked his way to Arkansas, just like DJ, by the name of Billy Richmond. Billy Richmond has, I'm not surprised though, James. We loved him in high school, and he has emerged as a huge factor on that great Arkansas team.
Yeah, he's provided them some really solid defense and length on the wing. 15 points, 10 rebounds in that round of 32 game over the weekend. Billy's really turned into a heck of a player there. DJ having a great career too. Provides a veteran presence off the bench for them at point guard. When they have to, that kid Acuff they got, that freshman's pretty good.
Woo! He might be the number one. They keep going back and forth, but I don't think 2 months ago he was in the conversation of being a top 10 pick, and now he is absolutely sensational. And that's the fun part about watching this is we're so concentrated on the high school game, so you kind of come up for air and get to watch a little bit of this March Madness, and boy, he is something else. But 2 Camden guys, and then really I think one of the headlines of the entire weekend was the Kentucky buzzer beater by Otega Owe after
Absolutely.
Santa Clara takes the lead with 2 seconds left. You're like, wow, Santa Clara just upset Kentucky. And almost half court, I don't know, about 10 feet in from half court, Owe forces overtime. He scored the last 5 points. Otega Owe, who played 2 years at Blair, and I had forgotten, played his first 2 years for Coach Matt Bloom at Rutgers Prep. And so one of the things I love to do is shout out these guys that are heroes of March Madness and pull a little throwback from the day. And I felt like I was the Leo DiCaprio meme from where you're pointing at the couch. Yeah. That was me, because Owe, we have a clip of Owe of him with some last-second heroics in his sophomore year at Rutgers Prep. It wasn't a long-distance shot, but it was a huge, gigantic, clutch late moment. And I think the coolest thing about it, James, is you had Zakai Ziegler from Montclair Immaculate trying to win the game. He had a big-time career in Tennessee, shined in the NCAA tournament. And then there's Otega Owe, who then went to play at Blair Academy for 2 years. Pretty wild stuff when you think about it. These kids that we covered, it's a reminder when we put these all-zone teams together that some of these kids on the guys and the girls side are going to go on to do great things in the NCAA tournament. So I just love watching the tournament for that reason. And with that, let's go to Tyler Mraz, who has this week's Blast from the Past, courtesy of the Kentucky hero, Otega Owe.
It's time for another Blast from the Past, brought to you by the Heldridge, New Brunswick's only 4-star hotel.
Welcome to Blast from the Past. I'm Tyler Mraz. Kentucky's Otega Owe was in the headlines with a ridiculous March Madness buzzer beater, but before all that, much like Deron Rippey Jr. is doing right now, Owe was tearing it up at Blair Academy. We go back to 2022, where Owe and the Bucks shine bright against the Petty School. The future Wildcat led Blair with 25 points en route to a dominant 103-62 win.
Blast from the Past is brought to you by the Heldridge, New Brunswick's only 4-star hotel and a preferred hotel of Rutgers football fans since 2005. The Heldridge helps you make the most of your game day weekend, providing premium accommodations in the cultural heart of downtown New Brunswick. Restaurants, bars, theaters, parks, museums, and more are only steps away. Whether you're traveling alone or with a large group, book your stay at the Heldridge and make the most of your game day weekend.
On the ice, you train to avoid getting checked. But in life, getting checked is the smart thing to do. By scheduling regular doctor visits and screenings, don't let joint pain, heart disease, or cancer go unchecked.
Get checked.
As we wrap things up here on this week's Beyond the Score podcast, we just broke down our 3 Winter Sports Player of the Year winners. Congratulations to all of them. And we begin to transition into the spring sports season. But before that, James, I saw a headline that I feel like we can't put our head in the sand and pretend isn't happening. I will tread lightly here because I think there's a lot of emotion and a lot of opinions on this, and we'll certainly give ours. But Anthony Knox, the 4-time state champion who had plenty of national headlines now 2 seasons ago when he was involved with his father in a post-match scuffle in the stands that happened in the districts that resulted in numerous court hearings, and Anthony Knox had to win his way via court to return to Atlantic City and complete his quest as a 4-time state champion, one of 5 in New Jersey to do so in the history of the sport. That's where the story was supposed to end. But word comes from various media outlets, NJ.com, NorthJersey.com, that the NJSIAA, and I want to read this right, is summoning Anthony Knox at a time and date to be determined by the hearing officer to the NJSIAA's Controversies Committee to hold a hearing to determine whether Knox engaged in unsportsmanlike conduct, whether Knox left the bench area, and if the NJSIAA will strip away Knox's region and state championship. Take it away from him. Remove it. So, again, this is something that has happened not this year, but the year before. And here we are, James, talking about Anthony Knox again, which we sure did talk a lot about non-wrestling Anthony Knox 2 seasons ago. And I'm really kind of surprised that we are here doing it again.
Yeah, me too. It's especially the week after all the state championships at Atlantic City. You know, that seems like the last possible thing we'd be talking about. But, you know, Rich, you were boots on the ground for a lot of that story. You know, what are your thoughts here as we kind of see maybe the final chapter of the story playing out?
So, James, especially on social media, it seems real easy and convenient to disparage the NJSIAA at every turn of a thought or decision. So I want to first start by saying that that organization has an extremely difficult job and at their core has the kids, athletes, and community's best interests at heart. That being said, we have to move on from this. It's over. I don't know what benefit we're going to have from taking away a state championship from Anthony Knox because everyone saw it, everyone relived it, that he is a 4-time state champion. He went to court. He won his battle in court. Period. End of story. Let's move on. I don't enjoy talking about non-sports things when we have to go to the litigation and all of those things. So I don't understand why we can't all just move on from this. I think it will be best for all parties involved. Anthony Knox, 1 year probation. His father was fined $1,000. They have been penalized for what they did. There is absolutely no place for violence of any kind in the stands with anyone. I think everyone needs to take a step back and learn from it and move on. I would think that Anthony Knox has taken that stance and is now at Rutgers getting ready to begin his college career. I think Anthony Knox has moved on. The NJSIAA has not. And I think it is time for them to move on. And I don't know what benefit they're going to get other than bad publicity of taking away a state title. Will they erase it from the program that you buy every year down in Atlantic City? Okay. But the video that we're going to show right now of Anthony Knox standing on that podium isn't going anywhere. Everyone knows he's a 4-time state champ. I begin to think, the Pandora's box that opens, like, are we just going to go and revisit these things? They're not going to take away my 1988 Monmouth County doubles championship, are they? Are they going to investigate that and strip that away from me because I'm talking about this Knox thing? Which, by the way, I hope not. Shout out Joe Clemente from CBA who carried me in that tournament. Great player. We did not cheat. We were all eligible. And no one's taking that title away from me, James. It's not happening. But I'm trying to bring some levity to this rather tense situation, right? But I just, and here's the thing. On the one hand, you bring up Anthony Knox and we show this stuff and we talk about all these things and it's going to get 1,000 comments. I would prefer not to do it. I would prefer to ignore it. But when you see a story like that was first reported by NorthJersey.com and NJ.com, you can't ignore it. And so now, at some point here in April, we're going to go back to litigation and lawyer talk and all of these things. And I'd prefer, and we will focus on what's going to happen on the field and great stories and great athletes and all that kind of thing. But I just, I thought we were going to be done talking about this for a long time. And, in our 10 or 15 year anniversary, we can be like, hey, remember when we had to cover that story? And then I can tell you all the things that happened that, I really can't talk about what happened. Someday we'll talk about that, but this is not the day. But I just thought, James, it is one of those things where we just said, hey, we got to talk about this, don't we? And so we just did, right?
Right. Yeah. Hey, sometimes we have to put that hard news cap on. We're sports guys at heart, but every now and again we got to dip into something a little more serious than the everyday fare that we cover here at Jersey.
Well, James, none of us are going to go to the hearing. None of us are going to go and report on it. So again, we'll wait and see what happens. If he gets stripped his title, I guess we'll talk about it again. But hopefully we can put that in the rearview mirror and we can start thinking about spring sports, and it's coming. So I feel like next week's show will be a chance for us to kind of put our thinking caps on and look at some of the teams and players that we're going to keep an eye out on in the early part of the season. When it comes to high school baseball, there's certainly, we got a lot of kids right now thriving in the minors on the verge of being called up to the big leagues. And I think there's the next group of potential, superstar players that we're going to try and find. Certainly James has got a couple of guys down there in South Jersey, as South Jersey always does. And we've got some guys, in the shore and in the northern part of the state. We're going to focus on that. And I guess we can start out by, one thing that we're going to look at here heading into the spring sports season in baseball is two of our great programs going down to an awesome national tournament in Cary, North Carolina, which is where USA Baseball has built out their facility. And so they are in a position to showcase so many great teams. But Gloucester Catholic and Delbarton are playing in this great national tournament at the end of this weekend here in Cary, North Carolina.
Really great to see I believe Delbarton's been in that tournament before. Gloucester Catholic, I think, making their first appearance. But two tremendous representatives from the Garden State, and we wish them nothing but the best this week as they duke it out down there in North Carolina.
The National High School Invitational. I'll try and see if we can snag some highlights somewhere. I don't know if we can pull it off, but we're going to keep an eye on it. And then once they get here, James will be shooting a lot of Gloucester Catholic. Myself and Ryan will be shooting a lot of Delbarton. And we'll also get into lacrosse mode. So we're going to have a little bit of lacrosse this weekend, I think. We'll have some highlights. And a reminder that we are rolling out our winter all zone sports teams, starting Thursday. We'll put the schedule up here one more time. Thursday and Friday hockey, Saturday and Sunday girls basketball, Monday and Tuesday boys basketball. And once that is done, it'll all be spring sports from here on out. And coming up in 2 weeks, we will be at Dick's House of Sport in Jersey City. Deron, Rippey, and Micah Gordon get their trophies, and we talk big-time college basketball, big-time high school basketball, and then it's time to, get the wind jacket out, start looking at the weather forecast, James, and I'm really looking forward to shooting some spring sports. And I'll tell you that I'm also really excited about girls flag football, too. I think it continues to evolve. I think you're going to have some more opportunities, some more teams down there in South Jersey, so it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a great spring. We're going to have a lot going on, and we appreciate everybody out there joining us for the ride.
He's James Mooney. I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for watching and listening to episode 27 of Jersey Sports Zone's Beyond the Score podcast. Just head over to jerseysportszone.com, click on that watch and listen to the podcast icon, and you can find any way to consume this content. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, it's all right there. You can just click on it. Big thanks to RWJ Barnabas Health for continuing to support the kids and coaches here in this state. We will be back next week to talk some spring sports. Episode 27 is in the books.
If you have chronic joint or back pain, this is probably where you spend your time. Might we suggest a better destination that's close to home? RWJ Barnabas Health, where orthopedic surgeons designed the surgical implants that are now used around the world, and where you'll be cared for by the same doctors that treat professional athletes and rising stars. Get back to what you've been missing. Orthopedic care. Do it right. Here. RWJ Barnabas Health.